Okay, I want to talk to you guys about open carry. But before we do, I want to make sure that this weapon is clear. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the mag well, nothing in the magazine. And what I want to do is I want to leave this for display for you, so you can see what it looks like if it was on somebody's hip, okay? Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is open carry, why we should. Some of the time or all the time for some of us. One of the reasons why is because we want to normalize it in society so that if they see a person that open carries, they know that we're responsible and decent citizens and that we're safe when we open carry. If we normalize this, then the Kens and the Karens that complain or are worried, that's going to go away, because as they see more and more people open carry, they're going to find that we're decent gun owners and that we're responsible citizens, okay? Now, the thing that people have to understand is that the government, before they can have any kind of gun control, what they need to do is they need to get rid of a few things, okay? To have gun control, the very first thing they're going to try to do is they're going to try to ban open carry altogether, okay? Because now that everybody's normalizing concealed carry rather than normalizing open carry, they feel, the government feels that, hey, if nobody wants to open carry, why don't we just make a law saying that nobody can ever do it, okay? And then if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, and then what they're going to do after that is, once there is no open carry, then they're going to go after concealed carry and say you can't do that either. So this is just one little tiny step to gun control that a lot of you are missing, okay? Now, some of you are saying, oh, you're stupid for open carrying because you're going to be a victim. You know, they're going to see you with the gun and you're going to be the first one to be attacked. Well, that isn't necessarily true. It depends on the person. It depends on the criminal. Most criminals that are in prison, if you ask them these type of questions, typically what they say is they're more than likely to attack or to rob somebody that doesn't have a gun on their hip, because of the fact that they think you don't have a gun. And even though you're concealed carrying, you might have a gun. And the thing is that you're much faster open carrying. You can draw a lot quicker. You should have a good, strong retention holster. You should practice your quick draws. You should have situational awareness. And you should know where and where you shouldn't be going. If you don't have to go in a bad area, then don't go there. It's really that simple. But the thing that we have to understand about open carry, folks, is that if nobody ever does it, okay? If nobody ever open carries, that means that open carry is eliminated, so that the government, it's much easier for them to make laws, okay, that would say nobody can ever open carry at any time. And the Kens and the Karens are used to you not open carrying, or anybody else. So they can't get used to open carry because of the fact that you're not doing it. The reason why we want to display this out in the public is to show our right as Americans to bear arms. Bearing arms meaning not hiding arms, but bearing arms out in the public so that they can see we're decent citizens. And if we get all the Kens and the Karens to calm down over time and know that they can trust us, that we're decent citizens that carry, and we're responsible citizens, then it becomes normalized to the point where nobody calls us in anymore. Nobody talks to the manager saying this guy's carrying a gun and stuff like that, because the public will be educated and know that in your state, if you do have open carry, the public will be educated and it will be normalized in their mind. Hey, this is a state where we can open carry. It's no problem, right? But a lot of people don't know that. And the only way people can learn laws is if you display the law in front of them. Like, for instance, if I open carry like this, usually what happens is people say, oh, I didn't know you could do that. You can, okay? So there you go. You're educating the public more and more. And as more Kens and Karens get educated and they know the law, they're going to accept you for open carrying. But if nobody open carries, then the government is going to feel like, hey, if nobody's doing it now, why don't we just make a law and cap it off right now so that we can get our gun control, okay? So that's one measure of gun control, is preventing somebody from open carrying. And then it goes to concealed carry, and then after they can stop you from doing that, then you are totally disarmed, okay? And that's not what we want as a society. If we look back to as far as 1776, or even in the later years, like when men were going to Richmond to protest and you had 60,000 people with AR-15s, what were they doing with them rifles? They were out in the open carry, okay? Open carry is part of our nation. Open carry displays who we are as Americans. You want to show, you don't necessarily have to open carry. I'm just saying that a lot of us, we want to show our freedom. We want to wave the American flag. We want to show that we have this privilege and this right, okay? Now, if you look to nature, you look at a lion. Does a lion hide his claws? No, okay? Does an alligator hide his teeth? No. So I'm just saying, in nature, the weapons that animals have on them, they don't usually hide their weapons. It's usually out in the open, okay? How is it any different with humans that we can have our weapons out in the open? Even before we had guns, okay? We had swords on our side, okay? We had bows and arrows and stuff like that. We didn't have any kind of place to tuck that in our pants or shirt. I mean, come on. You know, open carry is part of society. It's part of life. It's part of who we are as Americans. There's no better way to display your freedom than to walk down the street with an AR-15. That's if your local state and federal laws allow it, that you walk down the street with an AR-15. If you have that right, then go ahead and display that right. Go ahead and exercise your freedom, because that's what the veterans died for. The veterans, listen to this, the veterans died, okay? Freedom isn't for free. The veterans died so that we can have freedom to do these things. And if we have the advantage of using these freedoms, but we don't use them, we could lose them. Same thing with open carry. If you don't display your right to open carry ever again, and nobody else does, they're going to take that right to carry away from you as far as open carry, and then the next is concealed carry, and then you're done. You are disarmed, okay? So what I'm saying is that for people that are hardcore concealed carry, you have no right to call somebody that open carries an idiot. You have no right to say that somebody open carries is wrong. You do have a right to conceal carry yourself. But you want to be at the point where, as a person, the way you judge somebody is you want to allow them to conceal carry if that's for them, or open carry if it's for them. So it's enough of the war between concealed and open carry, because some people are going to want to open carry, some people are going to want to concealed carry. But you can't be fighting against each other, saying that you don't have the right to do this or you don't have the right to do that, because what you're doing is you're fighting over the rights that we were given. Freedom isn't for free. Somebody had to die for them rights. And if somebody died for my right to open carry out in my state when I want to, then I'm going to exercise that right, okay? As an open carrier, we know the risk. Okay, we know the risk that comes with it. We know the training that comes with it. We know that we have to have good retention holsters. This one's got strong retention. You would have to, in order to pull this gun out of my holster, you couldn't pull it out sideways. You'd have to go straight up with it. And this is alongside my hip, but more forward. And the fact is that I always know where my gun is, and my shoulders are always touching part of my gun when I'm walking, okay? I know my gun. I know if somebody's behind me. I'm situational aware. I know how to retain my firearm, okay? I have the training. I know how to do it. And I practice draws, okay? And I have the proper retention. And I go to places and I evaluate the place, whether it's someplace I need to be or not. If I think I don't if I don't need to be there and I think it's a troubled area, I'm not going to go into that area. But under no circumstances can somebody tell me that I'm wrong for open carrying. And a lot of the people that give open carriers a hard time usually use the poorest examples. Like, for instance, they'll show a picture of some guy with sweatpants with a gun hanging out of his sweatpants and then somebody grabbing it. Well, of course they're going to grab it because you're an idiot. You're not situationally aware. You don't have the proper holster. You don't have the proper experience. You don't have the proper situational awareness and training that goes with open carry. Open carry is a training issue. Okay? If you can find somebody that open carries the wrong way or handles a situation the wrong way while they're open carrying, that's them. Okay? That's not the majority of us that know how to open carry. There are millions and millions of people every day that open carry that have no problems at all. And the open carry of a firearm is a deterrent, okay, for criminals because they know that you're confident. And the myth that you're going to be the first victim, that you're going to be the first one to be attacked and stuff like that, it's a myth, okay? They're less likely to attack you than they are somebody that they know isn't going to put up a fight. And if they attack somebody that they see doesn't have a gun on their hip, that person might be concealed carrying. That might be true. But still, they're always going to go after the weakest victim. Okay? Whoever shows the weakness, whoever shows the best opportunity of the attack or to rob, they're going to go after that person first. So you're less likely to get attacked while you're open carrying than you are concealed or not carrying at all, because of the fact that they don't know if you have a gun or not. So you're going to be a victim because they're going to target you thinking that you don't have a gun, and you might have a gun because you're concealed carrying. But the fact is that if I'm confident when I walk around with this and I'm not afraid and stuff like that, that I can open carry. There are certain rules, unofficial rules to open carry, and one of them is you can't be nervous. You can't be nervous or afraid. You have to be confident that you can protect yourself open carry. And if you're nervous or, you walk into a place or something or an area where you know is violent and you're intimidated by that place and you look weak and your demeanor is of an easy target or a victim, then of course you shouldn't be open carrying because you don't have the confidence and you don't have the gut, or the guts, I should say, to be doing it in the first place. So for some people, open carry is not the way to go. I understand that. But once again, people, if we don't normalize open carry, they're going to take that privilege away from us, or that right that we have. It's more of a right than it is a privilege. And they take away that right for us to bear arms out in the public. Then they're going to take away concealed carry. And then after that, we're going to have total gun control. And the first measure of gun control is to get rid of the people that are open carrying and make it a law that you cannot open carry. And that should not happen, because that's the first place where gun control starts. Same thing with an AR-15. If you can't strap an AR-15 and walk around with it, okay, you can't be out in the open with it, well, that's the first form of gun control right there, okay, because they're taking away your right to bear arms as a citizen, to have that AR-15 strapped on you walking around, okay? And we know it's not normalized because a lot of people don't do it. But the thing is that that's what our country is based off of, is open carry, whether it be an AR-15 or a pistol. So the thing is that although you do have to abide by local, state, and federal laws, what we want is we want to vote people into office that will allow us to open carry our firearms, whether it be a pistol, a rifle, and to have it strapped on if we should feel that we want to go for a walk and we want to strap on an AR-15 on our chest, that we have the right to do that. And the Kens and the Karens, once they get used to the AR-15s and they get used to the pistols, they'll look and say, you know what? All of these people I see every day, thousands of them, that open carry, that have an AR-15 and they're just walking around, they're not a problem at all. I don't see the Wild West. I don't see any shootings. I don't see any problems. Okay, this is all normalized with the Kens and Karens. But if you people say that there's never a time when you should open carry at all, what you're doing is you're getting into fuddery. You're being a FUD, okay? You're being anti-American. And what you're doing is you're giving just one more step for gun control to stop open carry. And then once they stop open carry, then what's next? Concealed carry. And then after that, you're going to have to only use your firearms at home or a club, where you have to transport your gun to the club unloaded in a magazine somewhere else, and you can only shoot at the range and stuff like that. You can only have your gun only exposed to the range or your home, but not exposed out in the public, or even carry it in public or have it on you in public without it being in some box locked up and the ammo somewhere else and stuff like that. That is ridiculous. That is so far away from our Second Amendment right. And a lot of you get guys that are saying you should never open carry. You're just like Trudeau. You're making statements that sound like the start of one part of gun control, which is stopping open carry. Okay? We should open carry more so that we can normalize it and get society used to us, so that they know that we are decent, responsible citizens that know how to handle our firearms, and we're safe, and we care about people, and we're not going to use it unless unavoidable, immediate danger comes upon us or those we're responsible for, like our family members and immediate people in our area. But the thing is that they have to see us that we're responsible citizens, okay? How else are they going to see it if we have a gun in our pants all the time where they can't see it? They don't know we're gun owners. They don't know that we're responsible with guns because they don't never see a gun. But if they see a gun every day on your hip, and they get to know you at the store, they get to know you at the coffee shop, the police get to know you, everybody gets to know you, they know you got a gun, they know what kind of gun you got, they know how many rounds you got in the magazine, they know that you're a decent person, they know that you care about them. How are they going to know all this if you never open carry? They're never going to know. The Karens and the Kens, they're never going to calm down. And that's just going to be another thing that they're going to put into law. If you normalize not open carry, if you normalize concealed carry only, then what happens is they get this idea that we should have a law that says nobody can open carry. And then after that, concealed carry, and then a little further and a little further. So although this is a little tiny piece of gun control, it's this small, it's just one little chip away from our rights. If you don't open carry and you don't display that you can open carry, then they're going to make it a law that you can never open carry. But if you open carry and you expose this to the general public and get them calmed down and get the Kens and the Karens off your back finally, where they get used to it and they know that you're not a threat, they know that you're a decent person, and they might not like guns, but they trust you and they know you in town, at the coffee shop, at the fast food place, the police know you and everything like that, then they know that you're a decent citizen that open carries every day. Now, if lots and lots of people open carry every day, then people are going to get used to them people, know that they're responsible citizens. So what I'm saying is that one of the first steps to gun control and taking away people's gun rights, one of the very first steps that they want to do is they want to eliminate open carry of a firearm. And once they can do that, then they're going to take the next step, which is concealed carry. And then they're going to take the next step and go that you have to have it in a box somewhere, in your car or something, and the ammo somewhere else. And so what you're doing is by telling people that they're stupid for open carrying, what you're doing is you're being a FUD, and you're being part of the problem of gun control, not the solution. Not the solution as far as, what I mean by solution is the solution of not having gun control, the solution of allowing people full freedom to have their firearms out in the public, whether it be pistol or rifle. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys.